Hey guys, welcome back to another scrap mechanic video, and I'm here today in a world on my own this time. I don't really need the distraction right now. Anyway, so the anti-gravity glitch, the steering glitch, it is related, as you might have known or might not have known, but they both work on bearings being glitched. Now, what exactly is glitched? Well, I'm gonna explain you that right now. So, let's say we have like a bearing like this, and we want to make a anti-gravity bearing from this. Well, then we need to do some magic, and that magic all happens inside the blueprint editing. So, we'll save this as some whatever name and save it. Then we'll go to the blueprints folder and organize it so the last one is on the top, so you'll see the date, and you need to have the last one. Well, open that one, go in blueprint.json, and you'll find the code to your blueprint. You don't really need to JSON pretty print this, because it's fairly easy to make a anti-gravity bearing from this. So in here you got your block, and you got the bearing that is on top of it. The bearing is a joint, so the bearing has a position A and position B. We don't mess with that, but what we do mess with is the rotations. And Miniax suggested messing with the rotations, and that's how we found the anti-gravity glitch. So all we did was this one over here, like there was a one, like let me do Ctrl Z. There was the one, just put it to 0, and that's all you need to do. Save it, get in here, load it up, then you'll put it down on the ground, weld it, put a block on top, and boom, you got anti-gravity. It's, yeah, I know, it's actually that easy. We were messing around with it for a long time, but I found that configuration with 0030 is the easiest to do, because that is the default position for a bearing like that. Be careful, like I think you can even rotate bearings, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just don't click the rotate button when you do this, but because I don't know if bearings do have other rotations when you click the rotate button, but yeah, that is something you can experiment with maybe. Boom, that's gone. Anyway, next up, how do we make it so it can work when it's not attached to the ground? Well, then you'll need to have a glitchwelded block, something like this. And if you look at the parts over here, you'll see that's 42 stone blocks, and we'll take out our self-made anti-gravity thingy, and oops, and we'll weld that to this one. So on the top of this one, we will weld the anti-gravity like that. Now, what happens if you attach block? Boom, it'll have anti-gravity, just like that. Loose, not attached to the ground. Alright, next trick. As you all know, if you attach anything to this, it'll go back to that position. The only things that are bigger than one block and that you can attach are wheel. Wait, what? You should be able to attach wheels. Maybe there's not enough blocks. Alright, the wheels are weird. Really weird. Okay, I don't know where that thing went. Oh, over here. Yeah. So wheels, they probably need a lot more blocks on this one if you want to do it with this one, because they tend to like shift back. With big wheels, they also do that. Like they go shifting, but once you like touch this thing or hit it or whatever, update it, then it'll shift back. So normally that shouldn't happen with small wheels, but yeah. On this bearing, on the attached to the ground, the big wheels don't move at all. Engines don't work, seats don't work, rockets don't work, heads don't work. Anything that's bigger than one block shouldn't work. I'm not sure about detectors, but they should work. So yeah, as you can see. Now, next thing, what is the point of having a lot of blocks? And why and where do you need to do it? Well, why? I think it kind of simulates the ground or something. And, well, you also need to be sure to have it. Oh, great. Never remove the block where the bomb or the glitchwelded blocks are attached to. Alright, next thing. What about multiple things connected to one structure? If you do that, you at least need the glitchwelded blocks, so you have some weight, and then you can start adding shit. But if you add stuff like this thing to over here, and you click on it, and you accidentally take the wrong part, and you see it like this, do not rotate it and weld it. That'll fuck up the bearing, as you can see right over here. Like, do not do that, that fucks it up. Now, always take the right direction. If it doesn't work, then just go to another side and try it again. And do not rotate it when welding. Now, why does this not work anymore? Well, this one doesn't work even though it's still attached to the glitch-welded blocks. Well, you know why that is? That is because the glitch-welded blocks are not under the bearing, like in the axis of the bearing. Like the center of mass isn't in this. Well, you need to draw a line with your mind from this bearing all the way up like that. And the center of mass needs to be in that line somewhere. And it can be, well, it can be cone or something, because when it can be a bit off. It can be a bit off, but it's a weird thing. Let me just explain. Well, you can fix this one by just creating another glitch-welded 42 and attaching it to the other side like this. And then the center of mass will be back in the middle again. Like, you have a lot of blocks there, a lot of blocks there. Center of mass becomes over here, of course. And then this will work again. Now, so if you want to attach multiple anti-gravity bearings to one structure, then you'll need to take care of that. Because if you want to attach this one over here, like, be careful with the rotation again, and you want this one to work as well, this one won't work, even though this one does. That's because this is in the center of mass and this is not. How can you fix this? Well, it's difficult. Either you make the creation a lot more heavy, so the center of mass becomes generally somewhere over here. And I think the area of effect of the center of mass on these anti-gravity things, like, it becomes bigger and bigger the more blocks you add or something. It's a very weird effect, but as you could see, I changed the center of mass and this one stopped working. So if we attach this one though, then you'll see this one should work again. Maybe it needs more. And boom, that will work. Now this one doesn't work yet. And we should be able to do that by just adding a lot more blocks here. Let's just hope that one doesn't stop working again. Yeah, like that. Anyway, it's a very weird process, and I managed to do this with one creation. Let me quickly show you an example. Alright, so a quick example on this effect in real life is this thing. This is a part of the monorail thing I shown in the video, and let me quickly show you where the glitch-welded blocks are. So as you can see, we have a stone block here, which is like a lot of stones actually. Here, 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 and here. And that takes in effect that 4 of these can move freely. So if we take a hammer, you'll see that they can move freely like that. And to lock it in place so it doesn't go sideways, that's something we'll go over in a minute. But as you could see, oh wait, these aren't glitch welded. Only no, these are. So all the white blocks over here are glitch welded. Well, not these, of course, because these are just for these ones, for these bearings. So as you can see, these are glitch welded, and they make the center of mass like over here, and they make it wide enough or something, and that's how these work. And it's a bit of puzzling and messing around, but eventually you'll get something like this. Anyway, on to the rotation part again. About that, what happens if you rotate them wrong anyway? Well, you cannot only lock it so it cannot go up and down, but you can also lock it so that cannot go sideways. And that is, well, this thing. I still have to show the video for the monorail, but I'll explain it anyway. So yeah. So we have this one, and you can actually also see it on the default blueprint for the steering bearings. So if you take that and you weld it to the ground, or you attach a lot of blocks in the center, because the center is exactly in the axis of these and the axis of these. But if you do that, then boom, you'll see this happens. Well, these are all blocks that are blocked to go in the axis of the bearing, so they cannot go, this one cannot go that way. It will always be blocked, that it cannot move that way. And that is how the steering bearings and the anti-gravity glitch are linked together, because if you attach a power source to these, like these over here, for example a seat, then you'll see if I turn right and left, these will also keep going. And that is probably because we kind of messed up the code. I don't really know how to explain it, but it has something to do with the x-axis not having code again, and probably it uses it to calculate the angle, and it cannot calculate, so it keeps going. And that is how I think it works. Alright, seems they do not change with an electric engine, but I do know they are different with the controller, because the controller works on angles, and basically this one, it doesn't know what an angle is. So if you do this, it'll start turning and keep turning. Now make it 1 degree or 3 degrees, it'll go slow. Make it 360 degrees, it will go way faster, and it's even able to push you, like if you make it right, you could make a machine that flings you off almost to the edge of the map. And yeah, well, of course this one is not really turning if you give it an angle. Like, it'll turn for a bit, but that's it. Alright, so one thing I forgot to mention about this one. So you all know they have glitch-welded blocks, center of mass is okay, but how does it steer? Because it doesn't have a steering suspension glitch. It actually just is connected to this one, because it'll still make it turn around. Like, even if the block, if like, let's say this one over here, so let's just take it like that, and this one should move, and it is still rotating. Like, it doesn't stop rotating, even though it's not on the bearing anymore. It'll still keep rotating like that, and that is most fun with wheels, if wheels would work on loose creations, of course. Normally they should, normal wheels, but I don't think the game wants to today. Anyway, you can have monorails by having blocks glitched sideways. Yes, that was one thing I forgot to mention. So if you have this one and you want to make it so it doesn't go sideways, well, how do you get these? I'm not gonna like go over all the rotation sets for these. There's actually a better trick to do this. You take a couple of antigravities like that. Don't forget to attach blocks and have them straight up. So yeah, whatever. And you actually need to weld them wrong. So not an accident, but like you need to weld them wrong on purpose. So if you do that, then you'll come out with stuff that is, well, wrong. So this one, it seems right. It seems it's like you just rotated it and that's it, but there's more going on. Okay, so I rotated this knotting once, 3 times, and 2 times. So that should be all the rotations that there exist for these. Now what happens with these? Well, some are fucked up because you cannot save and open this anymore, but let's see what happened to them. Well, half of them are fucked up, like no, more than half, and you can actually already forget these because they will not say they will save in the blueprint, but they won't load up properly. Like, just don't put it on the workshop either, because it will just fuck up things. The only proper one is this one, and the bearing is a bit shifted for this one, but yeah, I got a fixed one for that, so you just don't need to create one yourself. You can just use this one. I actually shifted the bearings back in place, not like I said in the previous video, but because in the previous video about the steering bearings, they were not shifted in place yet, and yeah, they were kind of fucked up, but I fixed that now, and the blueprint on the workshop is also fixed. So if you take these and you weld that to the ground, then you'll see it's exactly the same as that one over there. And it'll, well, except the fact that it won't be an anti-gravity, an axis lock, because this one shifted, and that kind of makes up for the anti-gravity fact that it can go, well, it can go all these directions, but it cannot go these directions. When it's shifted like it is now, then it'll do weird shit, and you actually need to change the position of the bearing to be here, and then it'll be freely to move. Anyway, that won't make up for the fact that it's still a steering bearing, so you can still use this to rotate and do, well, the steering bearing glitch thingy. Anyway, I'm gonna create some cool shit with this. Hockey is coming up. I already made that, and, well, made it. You just basically need to attach one of these with a wheel, well, a wheel. Not this wheel, but a bigger wheel, but then again, a bigger wheel doesn't work, but I found a way around that. So you'll see that in the next video about the hockey arena. I don't know if it's gonna be the next or something after that, but yeah, we'll see. Next up is gonna be the pirate ship, which I've shown in the teaser trailer. If you haven't seen the teaser trailer yet, go check it out. The link is in the description down below. Awesome shit is gonna happen. Share this, just make awesome shit with it. Spread this around. I wanna see what you guys can make with it. And if you like this glitch, then don't forget to like this video. If you want to see my other shit and keep up with all the stuff, then don't forget to subscribe down below. And see you guys in the next one. Bye.